so popular, became so well, is because of the lies that they told the gamers. Like,
And think about GTA 5. Back to my argument on GTA 5.
Yeah. People higher up the
Yeah,
invisible
yeah.
hand that is controlling everything.
I mean, the esports market, I'm not sure you guys know this, is huge these days.
Yeah, it's
a
insane.
$1 billion market. I think I was very surprised by the numbers you gave out earlier because, wow, $7 million, that sounded huge at the time. But in this days and age
Nowadays-
standard, it's actually nothing. And even the stadium size you talked about was nothing compared to the 2020 reports that I've seen.
for Dota, right?
For
So tell me
Dota,
about
I
the
think-
2020, 'cause
I'm pretty sure-
I haven't caught up.
Yeah,
with
I
the
didn't catch up,
Dota
but I know
scene.
Dota probably has the highest prize pool. But yeah, tell us.
The 2017 prize pool for Dota 2, if you search this up right now, you would know it's around like $25 million.
Wow.
And the winning team, it's a team of 5. I forgot which country was it from.
Sure, doesn't matter. Probably China.
They won around $11 million from it.
2 mil each.
2 mil each.
Easily.
And just to contextualize this figure, Roger Federer, he won the Wimbledon in 2019, same year, and he received $2.9 million. So it's
Well,
you know, like
only
16
from Wimbledon. right?
only from Wimbledon. Obviously,
But
you know,
obviously,
got
yeah,
a lot of
course, yeah,
tournaments,
brand deals, but
sponsorship,
anyway,
Uniqlo,
yeah.
Rolex, you know.
Yeah, I
but-
guess.
But
yeah.
it's a sizable figure.
Well, okay, I just checked. For 2014, the TI4 that I went to, actually the ending prize pool is 10 mil.
Yeah, that was 2014.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you search out later years, I think it was
2019 is 34 mil.
Yeah.
34 million.
2019 up to
34 mil.
What about now, 2020, 2021? Because I remember it was like it was insane. It might have been 60 or 50. It was crazy.
I
last
can't
time
see
saw.
that on my list, but probably maybe they didn't do it. I don't
Yeah.
even know if they did it to a TI this year because of COVID. Probably can't.
I think there is. I'm pretty sure there is. They're not going to miss out.
Yeah.
But-
They're probably not going to miss out. But in terms of not just the monetary input in the whole sector itself, but in terms of actual audience that participate in esports, you know, you talked about the Seattle Staples Center, Seattle tournament that you were at. It was huge, right? But do you know in 2019 or 2017, I forgot, they held like the league final, the LCS, was it? What's the full name of it?
LCS. It's
LCS?
League Championship.
League Championship.
League Championship
Series.
series. Yeah.
Yeah, they held it in the Beijing Sports Stadium,
Yeah.
the National Sports Stadium, which is the
Olympic.
nest which they held the
Yeah.
2008
The
Olympics. Yeah.
Bird nest.
The bird nest, and there were around 90,000 people who attended that live tournament.
insane.
And again, just to contextualize that number, 90,000 people. And you know, the same year during the NFL finals, how many people attended that live? 70,000 people. So you actually have more attendance, live attendance from that LCS series
Yeah,
versus
I
the
think-
NFL.
I think-
And this doesn't account for even the online viewers, which was around like 109 million people.
Yeah.
109
Yeah,
million people
that's
watching
insane.
them live peak.
I guess that's also the same reason like that really hit me, or like it moved me enough that I actually want to fly out to Seattle when I saw the numbers goes up. It's like
Yeah.
this is a real thing now.
It's a real thing. You're
It's a
never
real
able to
thing.
see this whole market at such a nascent stage. Just like being able to play Dota 2 in its beta stage. It's like one in the lifetime.
Yeah,
It's a
I
lifetime experience.
remember when I was back when I was playing Dota, I was really into esports. But then I would tell my friends, "Yo, this is really cool. I think this can be a real thing, or I can spend a lot of time into this."
Your mom probably didn't agree.
No,
Not,
yeah,
not
of
even my
course
mom,
not.
even my friends
Yeah.
were like, "Yo, this is just a game. Like,
Yeah.
why are you like treating this so
They'd rather trade
seriously?"
crypto.
Yeah.
But then, crypto wasn't too much of a
Yeah.
like no one talks about crypto
Yeah.
back then. But then, yeah.
Nobody took it seriously. Literally nobody. Not even even now, some of the media does not take it seriously.
Esports or crypto?
Esports. Okay. Come on, man.
Okay. Go on.
But
Tell me Mark Cuban doesn't take crypto seriously.
Yeah, it's like
Anyway.
you think like sport. What makes sports? What makes sport?
Yeah.
Esport, no sport.
It doesn't have any physical exertion, but I would argue, you know, even car racing
it takes a
doesn't.
lot of like training to do.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of about like.
But does it
muscle-
require the amount of physical exertion? I mean, the fact that you don't have six packs and huge biceps
Yeah.
I think that's what put people off from labeling esports.
Yeah,
or
that's
categorizing
what.
that.
Of course, I
But
disagree.
would
But
argue
I disagree
you,
too,
you
but-
need,
Yeah.
like crazy muscle reflex.
yeah,
You need
reaction
muscle
time.
memory.
Yeah.
You need to remember all the shortcuts.
And besides the physical attributes, right? There's a lot of mental attributes to playing an actual esports game, right? The whole strategy, the whole team comp, the whole reaction time, the whole how you're gonna adapt to the situation. It's more complex than a basketball game where you have 5 people where you pass the ball, you move around, right? Yeah, there's also there's team comp there, but when it comes to the video game, it's a whole different ball game.
And
Yep.
I would
Literally.
say if this requires even more thinking when it comes to team
Here's the
comp.
thing.
What do you think?
Does the level of complexity define, like, make it a sport? Like, does the fact that it's so complex, playing a chess game, I wouldn't call that a sport.
Right, so that's why-
it's
Wait,
competition.
I
but
would, yeah.
Playing chess is a sport. A lot of people say playing
A
chess.
lot of
really?
people say chess is a game, not a sport. I would definitely say that esport is esport.
Yeah,
I would
I
never
agree.
say that it's sports.
For
because
me, it
sport
doesn't
is
require a
sport.
lot of physical exertion.
Yeah.
Physical exertion, not as in muscle memory. Those I
Right.
would argue that belongs to mental.
What do you think about golf then?
What do you think about
Uh,
snooker?
Billard or snooker? But anyway, hey, it's not
Personally,
important,
I don't think those are, like, I would categorize those as sports. Car racing.
Sure.
Like, this is
No,
super
no, car
controversial.
racing is really exertion. Like F1
Yeah.
driver.
Oh yeah,
you know?
okay. Maybe
know?
car racing, I'll take that
Lewis
away.
Hamilton, Jesus, that dude's
Golf, I would
jacked.
also take that away.
Right, fine.
But pool, billiards,
yeah.
and wouldn't count that as sports.
Sure, but anyway, that's not super important. But I think the most important thing is that media these days, like, they cover esports like it's a freaking joke. Obviously, there's like esports specific media, IGN, gaming news, stuff like that covers gaming news literally, right? But media, CNN, BBC, they're all like, there's so many clips online that you can find. The not casters, the hosts are like laughing or like, oh, let's get a real job, like gamers,
Right.
like,
And
yeah.
who's laughing now?
Yeah.
You can win a Dota 2 tournament
Not even just
and
not
not work for the rest of your life.
not even the professionals, streamers, Twitch streamers, gamers, YouTubers make millions through the gaming industry, and
Yeah.
I think they're part of the gaming industry. They're not. I wouldn't say they're part of, like, they're they're part of the gaming industry, the streaming industry, but because they do all this gaming stuff, they're not that professional. They're not that good, but they're so popular, and you can make a living out of this entire community, and I think the world really is changing.
Even when we
massively.
take a step back from the gaming industry itself, I think a lot of other markets benefited from the gaming
Absolutely.
boom. You look at IKEA selling all these gaming chairs, and Dell, Logitech creating these gamers keyboards. What's that?
Razer.
Alienware. That
Alienware.
was
Alienware,
Dell, yeah.
even Logitech, who
Yeah.
used to
Logitech.
do a lot more like
office stuff,
office
and now they're doing
or
proper gaming
homemade stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now they're even doing like gaming headsets, gaming keyboards.
Dell came up with a computer and started marketing this in China. Says this computer is great for hackers who wants to cheat in the
Really?
game.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
no,
cheating computer.
No,
That's
Yeah,
very
check that out.
interesting.
Check
Yeah,
that
that's
out.
very interesting. I love to do that. I know that you build your own PC, right?
yeah.
I build my own PC. I want to talk about that a little briefly, if you don't mind.
No, I think that's a good segue into how the gaming, how people perceive gaming nowadays versus 10 years ago. But go on, please.
I think building that computer it seems like it's such a lot of work for a lot of people. They're like, oh man, I don't know how to build a computer, and they look up people who have their own custom computer, like, whoa, dude, that's so cool. You're like,
Wow,
computer expert.
Your computer has neon light coming on it. It must
Yeah,
be a pro
yeah.
thing.
and then when I before getting into studying computer science, completely different thing, to having my own custom PC, people would be like, whoa, I'm gonna ask you all about this stuff, man. Now you're a pro. I'm like,
Can you fix my Wi-Fi too?
I think I built my own PC when I was 16.
yeah, mine too, around the same age, and it was basically a glorified Lego piece, to be honest. It was like
It's just like a cheaper option.
Yeah.
Basically.
yeah.
If I want a PC that can do stuff that a $10,000 PC can do, then why don't I build one with like half the price?
I wouldn't say half the price nowadays. Nowadays, definitely you have to pay $10,000 for that proper PC. Even like, because now that if you want a pre-built version, it's only, let's say, 500 more. Because they're like the market for competition.
I've started realizing.
Yeah, I've
that
started realizing.
building your own
Okay,
PC is
it's not that hard. So they're not.
There's so many YouTube tutorials out there.
Yeah, they're not overcharging you for the actual build now. Like you
Yeah.
can
But
actually pick up parts.
Like, I'm saying like you can choose whatever you want to put on.
You can do that now.
You can do.
You can do that now.
You could still customize it and ask people to do
Yeah.
it for you.
You can go to so one of my friends who recently got a new computer built was telling me, "Oh, dude, I want to build my computer because I'm getting serious with my gaming now. I want to like do some streaming and stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. Just ask me any questions you want." And she's like, "Oh yeah, how do I build it?" I'm like, "Okay, if you don't want to build it, just go ask the dude to build it for you." And she's like, "Oh, it's gonna cost a lot more." And like, not really. And then you have this whole checklist. It's almost like ordering sushi in a restaurant where you have like a checklist of what
Your
you want.
motherboard, the RAM,
Yeah.
and then,
And you just pick out what you want, and then at the end they give you your price, and it's like you look up the price of the individual parts, and it's pretty comparable. It's like maybe a few $100 more,
Yeah.
and it's not a big deal. They'll make everything work, and they'll ensure that they actually professionally put in the right place and everything. You don't have to bother with all the wiring and stuff like that. So, building a PC nowadays is really quite low bar of entry, and you really have no excuse not to have a custom built PC, whether or not you're a computer nerd or just a person want to have a high powering PC.
Yeah.
Have you seen the comments on the video of Henry Cavill building
Yes.
his own PC?
What is
Superman
that?
himself.
think-
No, I haven't seen the
my
comments.
God.
But what are
Oh
the
my
comments
God,
say? I've seen this
comments from
video.
All the fangirls saying, "Oh my
Oh.
God, you're so smart. This guy's not only handsome,
Really?
he's going to build his own PC."
Dude, he screwed up in that video too. Did you see that? video?
I did
He
saw
screwed
it.
up
I
as
did
well.
s- I did
I
see
remember
it.
watching Linus Tech Tips reacting to that video or something like that. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's like,
But
oh,
Linus, my guy.
yeah, Linus Tech Tips, dude. That dude.
Yeah, but that Henry Cavill video got really viral. I mean, during the pandemic, I think it was last year, right?
That dude is a handsome ass dude, though. To be fair.
Yeah. And I think
dude.
that just gives you a sense of how people perceive gaming, the gamers these days versus 10 years ago. 10 years ago, at least for me, coming from a rather traditional Asian family background,
Yeah.
Yep.
gaming is always something that's been frowned upon.
Oh,
You're-
yeah.
If you're gaming, you're not doing
Oh, if
sports,
you're-
you're not studying, you're wasting
Yeah,
your
you're
time.
a nerd. You're always staying at home. You're not
But-
talking with people.
Yeah.
You don't have a life.
Even
you're
back in those
addicted.
days, those movies, like could be like Back to the Future or those high school movies where the nerds are like the guy who's in computer
Yeah.
and like never go outside and never talk to girls or whatnot. And now like it's almost as if you're not playing Fortnite back in the primary school. Now you're not cool. I know
I wouldn't
I know
say
you
to
disagree.
that
I know you
extent. I wouldn't say
disagree.
to that extent,
Far,
bro.
I know you disagree.
But that stigma has definitely changed over time, especially when more celebrities come on to promote games, like Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk 27
Yeah.
trailer. And Henry Cavill, actually, he said when he received his offer to play as
Witcher.
The Witcher, he was actually playing the World of Warcraft, and he missed a phone call.
Yep.
I thought it was Man of
remember
Steel,
that.
yeah. But
It was-
anyway,
oh yeah,
it's
I think it was Man of Steel when he was.
Right.
Yeah, that was Man of Steel.
Yeah, that might have been Man of Steel, and he
But-
received the offer. He missed the call from the director,
Zack
which is
Snyder.
Zack Snyder, and he's like, "Oh, I was playing World of Warcraft." But anyway, that stigma has changed with the influx of more celebrities being more open about the
Well,
gaming side.
I would say a majority of that is people start to accept, well, there are a lot of money in there.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
economic
people, but I
incentives-
would say it's the companies or
The
institutes.
market.
But the people who are accepting it is because the games are getting better and better. And
That
better.
is the direct linkage. I think what Young said. What you talk about is because the companies realize more and more money can be generated from the gaming industry,
Oh,
and
okay.
since they are able to invite celebrities and everyone on, and that changed the impression that society has.
I think, well, it's still money driven.
Everything's
Okay,
money
okay,
driven.
sure,
Because
fair enough. Yeah.
People hire up the
Yeah,
invisible
yeah.
hand that is controlling everything. All that. Oh,
Who
wow.
sounds like a liberal now, huh?
Well,
Oh my
there are
God.
too much money here. We can't ignore this. Might as well start to make everyone think that gaming is cool, right?
I don't know how much an exec in EA can make
not
something
EA,
cool,
it's-
or you
it's-
know what I mean, like higher
it's,
up.
It's
or
the people outside of the gaming industry.
I don't know how much they have influence on how much they can push a game to be cool as much as they can push.
There are a lot of stuff.
I don't think they can do as much, right? I think it's more about the influencers, all about the celebrities, endorsements. When I say celebrities, I
And
include
who
the
tell
KOL.
the celebrities?
The
and
company.
influencers?
So that's why I'm saying what he just said is the direct link.
But I
between
don't think
those
that-
and the consumers. What you talked about is the fundamental backing of things, which is the company, the fundraisers, the money.
Right, but I don't think that nowadays the companies have more control over the influencers, because the influencers are not like, the classic, as last episode we talked about the music industry, where you have BTS where they're literally the slave of the industry. But the influencers nowadays are not. If you try to push someone to promote a game for you, let's say PewDiePie, let's say Shroud, let's say Ninja, you try to push them to do Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah, they'll do 1 or 2 ads for you, but they're not gonna be like, guys, Raid Shadow Legends, the best, is so good, I play it every day. It's like, no, they'll do 1 ad for you, but that's about it, right? You can't push. I don't think companies can push a game to be cool just by dumping money to it.
The thing is, all of the names that you just mentioned are gamers to begin with.
Yes.
But then I'm talking about
I don't think. Yeah,
what
if
is
you're talking
that-
about
what is
celebrities,
that
then
game
fine. Yeah.
called?
Okay.
The really, really annoying ass that makes me want to toss my phone away for the past. It's like 2 months ago. The Jennifer Lopez one. You know what I'm talking
Jennifer
about?
Lopez game.
There was an ad that has
When-
Jennifer
What's the
Lopez.
game about? What's the game about?
When I brought up the celebrity point, I in my mind I had Jennifer Lopez in the poster, but I forgot which game is in.
What was the game about?
Something like Clash of Clans or something like that.
Oh,
Like the whole
Maybe.
thing is really, really.
even
really,
Cardi B did
yeah,
like an ad.
Yeah, it's the same series
Yeah,
of ads. It's
yeah,
so
yeah,
annoying. But then, yeah,
Was the game cool? I don't think the game's freaking
20
cool.
years ago, do you think people can people won't even pay a celebrity?
Right,
or
but
the celebrity won't even take
Fine,
a game ad.
fine. But that doesn't mean the game's gonna be cool. Like you just said, you think that game sucks ass
Well,
just because
I
they have
think the
celebrities.
game sucks ass, but I bet there will be a lot of
So
people.
it is cool. If a lot of people think it's cool, then
I don't
it is
think
cool.
I don't think a lot of people think it's cool. Well, 3 of us here, no one thought. No one.
No,
thinks
I'm
it's
saying
cool here.
if a lot of people think it's cool, then it is cool by
Yeah,
market
but
standard.
but how do they get to the point where everyone thinks it's cool? It's by the
Celebrities.
No, not celebrities. Gamer celebrities. I think that's the distinction I have to make. The celebrities, sure.
Wait,
Celebrities
so
are-
are you saying gamer celebrities are different than celebrities?
Very much
like
so.
how Instagram
If you-
models are different from real models.
No, in the market that they pursue. Let's say you have like LeBron James talking about basketball. Then if he talks about shoes, if people are going to buy Jordans, that's great. Oh, well, Jordans, whatever, right? Curry's, whatever, right? You have someone pushing that kind of market. Obviously, it makes sense. You have Jennifer Lopez pushing gaming market. Us gamers would be like, cool, Jennifer Lopez.
So you don't have the right market fit.
Just because they dump money to celebrities to endorse something doesn't, in my opinion, make the game popular or successful.
you're also-
What about putting
You're-
Keanu
you-
Reeves in the Cyberpunk punk trailer?
How did the game turn out?
Oh, I mean, it's
No.
not because game turned out
but
shit
then-
because
Game turned out
not
shit.
because of Keanu Reeves.
No, but the
because
game,
of the
but
bug.
the game
Hype.
hyped up, but the game turned out shit, and they lost 30% in
But
one
so
day.
it
people
got hyped
already
up.
bought the game.
Doesn't matter.
People already bought
Yeah,
the game.
but they lost a ton of money from, first of all,
Sony
removing
removing
it
it
from
from
the
the Play Store,
and also people like not buying it from then on, right? If you have the initial
That-
and
pre-purchase,
they won't be able to buy
it's
the
not gonna
new
be sustainable.
DLC,
and the
they won't-
entire company like reputation is fucked.
Well, that's the aftermath. That has nothing to do with our discussion on gaming.
No,
and
but it's about
celebrity stuff.
but it's about how the game is cool and whether or not the game is good. And first of all, the game needs to be good, right? I feel like the community now has grown to such a advanced level where the gamers know to discern what's a good game and what's a bad game. Just because an invisible hand dumped money into celebrity endorsements. No, that's what he said, not me, right? Just because these execs dump money doesn't make the game cool
The fact that
or good.
Well, game like Cyberpunk 2077
Yeah.
is a game targeted to hardcore gaming nerds.
Yeah, but if you're asking a celebrity
And
to promote a
hardcore-
mobile
thing
game,
about hardcore gaming nerds and hardcore internet users is that internet people love Keanu Reeves.
That's fine. But my point is that
The
if
Jennifer Lopez game is a mobile game,
yeah.
which is arguably targeted to not hardcore
plebs,
gamers,
average
Plebs.
consumers,
average
Fine.
Like me.
consumers that would enjoy mobile games. So
good strategy.
I'll say it's the same strategy.
But they have to be good. The game.
Of
If the game is
If
right,
you're-
no.
as a
That's my
hard-
point. If just because you have endorsements doesn't make the game cool. The game has to be good in the first place. And if they use celebrity to expand the reach, fine. That's great marketing. That's actually fantastic, right? That's how you do it.
Well,
But if the game itself is not solid, our community nowadays is supposed to discern whether or not a game is good and will be cool or not.
well,
I think that's fair enough.
I'm gonna pull the same move that I did during the Disney episode.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna destroy your argument.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead.
Allow me to remind you of the existence of No Man's Sky.
What
know what No Man's Sky
game
is?
was that again? I forgot
I
because
do
it
not
died
know.
out literally like 2 days after it came out.
And it has a resurgence. Big
Fine,
resurgence.
fine.
But do you know No Man's Sky?
No, I don't.
I know about No
so
Man's Sky.
No
yes.
Man's Sky is another game that like
It was hyped up.
Cyberpunk.
Not that hyped up. It was hyped up.
No,
But
it was even more hyped
no
up.
way. Nothing beats Cyberpunk. I really don't think so.
No Man's Sky was announced, I think, 2013, around that time, I think. So it was a first person. Just imagine like Minecraft, but 3D with crazy graphic.
And also like unlimited planets.
So the whole
it's-
gimmick
yeah.
or the tagline is procedurally generated.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's
every
just like
planet
Minecraft,
you
yeah.
go on is different. Every time you start a new gameplay, it's different. You're basically a space explorer.
Yeah.
You hop on your spaceship, go from planet to planet. Every planet will be different. Every time it will be different. Every weather system.
Okay.
Every plant.
What's the point here?
The
Every
resources. Yeah, anyway, yeah.
animal,
What's the
every
point? What's the
resource.
point? What's the point?
It was the biggest hype. Everyone was crazy. Even Elon Musk back then keep tweeting about it. Oh my god, this game was so promising.
But back
It's
then he
game
wasn't that
changer.
of much of a meme lord. But go on.
Yeah. Back then he was just like tech.
Yeah, he wasn't a
Design.
meme lord.
The game sell well. That's the only
It
thing I
sold
want to know.
really well.
Okay.
Sells so well. They basically they could have walked off with
Like a pump and
couple
dump scheme.
million or like lots of million. The thing, that's the thing.
I don't
know?
think that's
They
good.
sold it for a AAA price.
I don't
They
think.
could have walked off.
Well, here's the thing.
delivering shit.
Was
this-
it primarily the celebrity aspect of things, or just the marketing in
It
general?
was
Where
pure
was the
hype.
where was the celebrity then?
It was pure hype.
But where was the celebrity endorsement?
No, I'm saying like people can drive pure hype with a celebrity and still make big bucks off it.
Okay, of course. But that doesn't mean that the game. That doesn't mean it's sustainable.
And the game doesn't have to be good.
What about the next game? Did they come up with
No,
a
I
second
don't think they
generation?
did. But
or
there's a
that
resurgence you
company?
said before.
Yeah, the game actually, well, they took like 2 years to fix the game. Now it's actually good.
Oh, okay. So it became solid later on, not because
Really solid.
not
I'll have to check
because
it out.
the marketing became better. Okay, so that's a different argument,
They
right?
actually just,
So there are two factors we're talking about. First of all, the
No, I'm
fundamentally
just,
where the
I
game's
just
good
brought this up to say that a game doesn't have to be good
to sell well.
to sell well. And when you talk about what about the next game? Well, just think about Bethesda. They
But-
Fallout.
But that
76
wasn't my argument.
was a huge.
That was my argument. My argument was simply
The game has to
just no. It just because someone dumped money in marketing or just. I'm talking about invisible hand. I'm not talking about people because people can. Well, that's what he's referring invisible hand to. Or I'll just say big company or
Yeah.
EA exec who doesn't know shit about how the market works sometimes.
Yeah.
And they would dump celebrity endorsement. I'm not saying EA specific, I'm just saying whatever game company. And then they'll dump money into marketing and dump money into freaking Gu Tinlok, right? Louis Koo is like doing this like push in this mobile ad game. I see ads all the time. Just they dump money into that ad doesn't mean that people are gonna like it and be the next cool thing. And that's my point. Yeah, of course people of course people can drive up hype and then
enough
the
people
game
will
crash and
believe.
burn. Of course
that-
I believe that.
Enough people can believe that and pay for it.
No,
and they'll
I
still
don't.
make
Okay,
big bucks.
why do they believe it? It doesn't come from people. It doesn't come from a company dropping big bucks on celebrity endorsement and dropping big bucks in marketing. Marketing.
Yeah,
Correct.
Sony was backing No Man's Sky. Of course, they don't have to literally
that
shove
was-
it in your face.
But that was literally the reason that it became so popular, became so well, is because of the lies that they told the gamers, like multiplayer and all these expansive universe, the creative ideas they could actually
And
implement. They
why?
lied.
Wait, okay.
They straight up lied, like you just
okay,
said.
lying is a thing, but how do you think that people actually bought into the lie? Because IGN was talking about it. Because GameSpot was talking about it. Because 50 different media that they paid to do an article for it.
Yeah, but did the
Believe
game
that.
come out like that?
No, but
Right.
they-
So
they-
then
they
it was
achieved their goal.
But it's okay. So you're saying, can a company put money into building hype? Of course they can. But my point is not that. My point is that can company build up hype that's sustainable, that will make the community actually accept it after the game release? Because all these games that we talk about, mobile games, is the game already released and people can literally go on and play them. I'm not about No Man's Sky where there's no game that released, because there's no game. People can't
I'll
really
say
validate
like, even if the game is out, people will still, still buy it beforehand. Like how many people actually do a lot of research before downloading the whatever Jennifer Lopez game? Or Cyberpunk 27?
Well, if
27,
that's my
37?
point. That's my point, is that nowadays our community, who are actual gamer community, is big enough that will actually do the research on the game before they pay $60. Let's say $60 on AAA game title, instead of just saying, "Oh, Keanu Reeves, and I'm gonna get it." People who bought 2077 weren't because of Keanu Reeves. They bought it because it was CD Projekt Red, and because CD Projekt Red did Witcher, and they also saw the gameplay before, and it was sick.
How many?
It was awesome.
Proportion. Like
I think that's the fundamental argument again, is that I think the community is a lot more advanced these days to discern from what's a good game and what's a bad game that people that the marketing are just trying to push it, and they play it and then they're just like, oh, this sucks, and they don't play it anymore. And so there's that, there's that.
Okay.
So just like No Man's Sky, yeah, they can sell well, fine, but when it came out, the hype died and the community decided this sucks ass, so market corrects. Anyway,
That's what happens when you have two liberals together. They don't even agree with each other. Oh my god, the amount of logical fallacies I could count from
Fine.
your
Okay,
arguments
okay.
either way.
Please,
But
please
let's
destroy
move
us
on.
with your
Let's
facts and
move on.
logic.
Let's move on. Like it's
No, I
it's
want to
fine.
hear your point because we've been arguing for the past I don't know how long.
yeah,
so
what's
please.
your view on this?
No, I think you guys are misinterpreting each other's view, especially you misinterpreting what he's saying.
Mediate next time, bro.
Right.
Alright,
I
please,
should I should
mediate.
gaslight a little.
Nah.
But
mediate, please?
no, I think what he's talking about is marketing strategies alone wouldn't create a sustainable community that's going to come back and back again to buy your games, buy your content, and so on and so forth. The fundamental of things would be whether the game has a lot of bugs, whether it's actually provides you a good gaming experience whatsoever. The celebrity part or the marketing part is just like a top up or like amplifies how good the game is already. But you're a shitty game. You had No Man's Sky as an example of a crappy game that was able to sell well. His argument was, yes, it's so
It's
well
not
for
about-
this
it's about
particular game.
sustainability.
It's so well for this particular game, but what about the subsequent series that come after? Not to mention that the game purchase itself, may not be where the bulk of the revenue comes from. Might
Yep.
be in-game purchases. It might be you bought it, you don't like the game, fine, you paid $60, but chances are if the game's actually good, there were a lot of microtransactions you could do. Buy the
Yeah,
extra
yeah.
content. Buy No Man's Sky. Okay, a lot of people bought it. A lot of people played it. A lot of people didn't find it to be that enjoyable. Did they continue to do it? Did they continue to buy DLC? Did they
Yeah.
continue to buy new things from it? The answer probably is no. And I think what he's arguing here is exactly that.
Right.
Right. So it's just the discernment of the community nowadays. I think the quality of gamers.
And also,
Yeah, there's a lot
I would actually agree with Young's point on gamers spending a little bit more time researching the games before they buy it these days.
Absolutely.
There's IGN, there is a lot of discussion forums that talk about whether a game is good or not nowadays.
Gamer ranks, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the
and
sources I like.
the access to this information is a lot
Democratized.
yeah, democratized. Again, it's longer like 20 years ago. You actually got to apply it. Have you ever seen these like marketing stunts where they let you buy the game, try it out for
Absolutely.
for an hour or two before you buy it.
My
you
gosh.
you see those kind of strategies are getting diminished these days. You no longer see those much more.
No, I think
because-
they're getting more popular and popular. Free to play weekends all the time in Steam, in Origins, in Ubisoft Play. All these are getting like free to play weekends.
Yeah.
And one of the big mistakes is Bethesda did that for Fallout 2076, and I played it for a weekend. I was like, this sucks. I'm not buying it. But so it can backfire.
Yeah,
Really.
it can backfire. And think about GTA 5. Back to my argument on GTA 5.
Yeah.
Triggered
That
just
game
talking
was
about
released
GTA
in
5.
maybe 2013, right?
Yeah.
Was it released in 2013?
I don't know. It's like
And the number of
freaking ages
active
ago.
players as of December 2020 is around 100,000 people still playing GTA 5.
100,000?
100,000 active players. And the peak number of players at any given point in time in December 2020 was around 200,000 players.
Whoa.
And that game's still relevant because they keep rolling out these DLC stuff to keep it relevant.
Specifically,
right?
GTA 5 Online.
Yeah, GTA 5 Online. The online component makes it huge.
I
Rockstar-
actually don't understand that though.
Rockstar took a shit in the community, which I have to say that backfires in my point. Even though, right, GTA 5 is a fucking amazing game online, both online and real game. It's fucking amazing. It was a masterpiece in all accounts.
Yeah.
But Rockstar milked that cow
A little too much.
not little too much. I don't understand why they kept doing like when they had E3, Rockstar announced, like Rockstar came out like, yes, we got some new stuff coming, and then it's GTA 5
GTA
Online,
5 DLC.
more DLC. Everybody booed, everybody booed immediately, and the same thing with like Skyrim mobile version. That was unreal for Bethesda, but yeah, another thing is just. My gosh, that GTA 5 milking is... It's just... every time I hear talk about GTA 5, I'm triggered because I actually love that game. I played that so much too.
Yeah.
And there's so much cosmetic stuff that you can really get into. The whole lore, the whole... Like, even the DLC, the online is like almost twice the amount of the actual original campaign. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's so stupid now that you can just...
I guess I feel like even if you do a revamped version, say you release GTA 6, first of all, the amount of effort that takes
Yeah.
for you to release a brand new game. I wouldn't say it's a brand new, but because it's used probably the same engine, same as
it will
say,
be brand new.
Noir,
It will
or-
be brand new.
It
It
will
will
have
literally
to-
be brand new.
Okay.
Just like GTA 5 and GTA 4, right? In my opinion.
Okay. I think the underlying engine is still pretty similar. Say Assassin's Creed, I know Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3, they pretty much use the same
If they
underlying
see the
engine
thing
from
is,
Ubisoft.
but when did they come out? In between, what's the time frame?
Like 1 year apart. But obviously
GTA
GTA
5 and
5 and 6,
If they use the same engine, no one's gonna buy that game.
no one's gonna buy that game. So the amount of work that is required to create a brand new GTA game, GTA 6, let's call it, that doesn't justify that amount of effort, right? The extra revenue generated at this
Yeah.
point in time, given that they could still milk GTA 5.
The thing is, I really
Is
would
this
disagree.
sustainable?
I really would disagree.
Okay.
GTA 5 was probably one of the it is one of the best selling games of all time ever compared to like the greats. We're talking about like Zelda. We're talking like freaking Mario. We're talking like Wii. Like Wii Sports was one of the highest. I think it's number 1 or number 2.
Right.
And then it's Tetris and something. And
I've
then
only
it's like
played
GTA
tennis
5.
in Wii Sports.
And it's insane. Like it sold like insane amounts. So many people. Like the day GTA 5 came out, I remember because I did the same thing. It was the largest. Sorry, it's the lowest attendance in high school. Everybody called a sick day
Right.
just to play that game.
Okay.
If they do that for GTA 6, so much money, so much more money, because everybody know that Rockstar can deliver.
Yeah.
But they kept pushing GTA 5 Online and Red Dead Redemption Online. It's like,
Red Dead Redemption is a great game, by the way.
yeah,
I
Red
think
Dead
it's
2,
one of my favorites.
insane. But stop milking it and give us real games. I don't know why. It's like somehow some people in Valve went into Rockstar and it's like, hey guys, we did Half-Life 2. We're never gonna do Half-Life 3. Just like we're never gonna do GTA 6. It's like,
Well, it's not just Half-Life 3. Also Portal 3. Everyone
Yeah.
says that, like, the Valve, that's the joke for Valve, that they can never make a third game.
the third
Yeah.
trilogy.
I mean, to be
Left
honest,
4
like,
Dead 2.
No, yeah. There's no Left 4 Dead 3, Dota 3, Portal 3.
I mean,
TF3.
I mean, back to GTA. I do think it makes sense for Rockstar to prolong the time frame before
Really?
releasing a brand new game. Imagine if you have something like Assassin's Creed that releases every year. I don't think a lot of people would buy, say, a MacBook Pro. You don't
Yeah.
replace your computer every year.
But don't you think this
because
is too
GTA
long?
5's maybe it's a little too long,
It's
but
10
I think
years.
it makes
Almost more than 10 now.
no.
Just
it was
before 10.
2013.
Yeah. It's going to be 10.
Yeah,
but-
maybe they're waiting for like a decade long wait and
Or
finally.
I feel like every time they do like even the online updates or the DLC is sort of just prolong its shelf life for a bit, right?
yeah.
Maybe.
The fact
maybe.
that there still is like 100K player base,
Active players.
active player base till now, like
100K is not that much if you think about it.
active.
For GTA
If
5,
you-
I guess.
it's not that much compared to other games, like Call of Duty,
True.
Even Apex, League of Legends, those because these are AAA titles we're talking about, right? Compared to these numbers, 100K is actually, I think it's actually much less than I anticipated. But they still pay, they still game. I hate the community. Going back to my words, yeah, flip flop. But yeah, that's just
I don't
another
know.
frustrating thing.
I was never really too into Rockstar, or like
Really?
even Red Dead. Or
Have you-
GTA.
So GTA SA was basically another GOAT. Really?
San Andreas?
Yeah.
I've not played it.
You not played it? It was
No.
around the time when we were, PS2 days.
Oh, that's
G-
a little
yeah.
too long ago. No.
Yeah, okay. GTA SA. Okay, I won't go into too much. It's just one of the first really, really well done open world guns. Anyway, so, yeah,